Hey everyone, Serenity here. I want to welcome you back to Down Home Crypto. Now in this episode of Zero to Hero, it's time to dive into the crypto space and get our feet wet. You stuck with me through 10 videos all about blockchain technology, liquidity pools, market caps, and everything else. Now I think you're ready to jump in and start choosing for yourself. So we're going to create a wallet on Coinbase. Now remember, Coinbase is a central exchange, which means it's a custodial wallet. If you don't know what that means, not a problem. Go check out this video right here and that'll break it down for you. But we've got to start somewhere, and I think Coinbase is a really easy one to set up and to onboard and offboard our cryptocurrency. So without further ado, let's go create a wallet. Now, before we get started on this, there's a couple things you're going to need to have to go through this process. Number one is you're going to need a good, clear picture of the front and back of your driver's license or identification card for the KYC process. Now, KYC stands for Know Your Customer. This is to verify that the person creating this account is really you. So make sure to take a good, clear picture of that and have it ready to go. The next thing you're going to need is if you decide to onboard your banking information into Coinbase.com, you're going to need that login information for your bank. So have that ready. And towards the end of this video is where you're going to actually attach your bank account to your Coinbase account so you can start making purchases. Second of all, you can only have one Coinbase account per person. Now I already have one, of course. So we're going to utilize my daughter to set up her very first Coinbase account. And I'll introduce her here in just a second. And lastly, you can set this up either using your computer or your phone or a combination of both. Now to get started, of course, you've got to go to the Coinbase.com website. And I'll put a link in the description down below. But as you can see, we've got it up on our screen. Now to start out, just simply click sign up. The very first thing it's going to ask you is, are you an individual or a business? Now, if you're running this as a business, you might want to go down through that section and try that. But we're doing this for an individual, so we're going to leave individual selected and click get started. Now, the first thing it's asking for is fields of information. First name, last name, email, and set a password. Make sure it's a secure password that only you know. After you've entered all your information, make sure to check the box that says I certify that I am 18 years of age or older and agree to the user agreement and privacy policy. Now, if you want to go through and read these, I highly recommend it, but it is pretty standard across, so I'm just going to keep going. And then click create free account. Now, the next thing is telling me that they sent a verification email to my email address to verify that it's really me. So let's go ahead and open our email. And sure enough, right there, please verify your email address. So we'll click on that. And then it just has a button here to verify your email address. Click on that. And that'll take you right back into Coinbase. And the very next question is select your state. Well, I'm in Idaho, so we'll leave it there. Now, once you enter your phone number and click submit, it'll change over to the enter verification code number. At that same time, it's going to send you a text message with a 7-digit number. Enter that number into this screen here and then click submit. Now it's going to start asking you personal questions about yourself. Do you live in the United States or a different country? Well, we're in the US. Now it's going to pop up with a first screen for the verification process. Now this is all the information for your KYC or the Know Your Customer. So make sure to enter all this information accurately and be sure it matches the information on your identification. Now, once you have all these fields filled in correctly, just scroll down here at the bottom and click continue. Now, on the next screen, it's asking you for some personal information. First one is, what are you expecting to spend on cryptocurrency in the next 12 months? And this is not a rock solid answer you have to have, but it's a general idea. So we're going to say between 1,000 and 10,000. Next, it asks, what industry do you work in? And we're going to go ahead and select education. And then click submit. Now the next screen is going to ask me whether I want to use a driver's license or a state issued ID. Well, my daughter's got a state issued ID, so I'm going to select that one. Now the next screen is asking me to upload images of that identification. Now personally, I found the best way to do this is to take the driver's license or something outside, not in direct sunlight, but over a covered area, put it on a dark background, and make sure to get a good, crisp, clear picture. And that avoids a lot of problems through this KYC process. So now we're just going to drag and drop the pictures of the identification that we took, and then click upload. Next, it moves on to this screen saying we're verifying your ID. Your identity is being verified. We will email you once your verification is complete. So this is where you just kind of stop, wait for this to happen. Then when we receive that email, we'll continue on our journey. So after waiting just a couple minutes, my screen automatically changed to this next one here saying I can add a payment method. Now this is how you're going to onboard or offboard your currencies to whatever bank account, debit card, or anything you choose to do. Now I'm going to go ahead and skip this for right now, but if you want to enter it, it's really simple and there's a lot of different options in it. Now after we click skip, it immediately takes us to the home page of our new Coinbase account. It says right at the top, welcome Tiana, and says that we have one more step to complete, which is add a payment method. But I want to wait on that until you have some idea what you're getting into and what's all involved here. So let's run through these menus real quick. So under my assets, it shows what we currently hold. Right now we have nothing because we haven't bought or traded anything. So it's saying US dollars, there's 0, and USDC, there's 0 also. Okay, so once you actually buy and start trading cryptocurrency, this is where you can go in and look at a glance exactly what you're holding on to, as well as what its current value is. Next, under trade, this is where it's going to show you what cryptocurrencies that they currently allow you to purchase through Coinbase and what the current prices are, as well as what the change has been and the market cap. Now, if you don't remember, we did talk about the market cap and how that's calculated, and I'll put that on the screen right above us in case you don't know what that is. Okay, but this is where you can choose to buy different cryptocurrencies. But you're going to notice some of these are not purchasable. So like Ethereum 2, it does not have a buy button here. BNB, it also does not have one. So that's the thing about a central exchange. It's going to tell you what you can and cannot buy. It's a great way to onboard currency and move that currency to a decentralized exchange where you have complete control. But unfortunately, the easiest way to onboard and offboard cryptocurrency is still through a centralized exchange. So please understand this is not the end all be all, and there are a lot of central exchanges out there. This is just the first one we're walking you through how to set up. Okay, next tab talks about the earn. Now there are certain cryptocurrencies you can go out and buy, like Ethereum 2 or Tezos or USDC. And as long as you hold them on the central exchange, you can earn an APY or annual percentage yield. Now, this is one of those things you have to decide for yourself. A lot of crypto investors do not like holding them on central exchanges because essentially you don't have the keys, which means they're not your keys, they're not your coins. So a lot of us like to buy them here, pull them off, put them on a cold wallet or some other location to where we do have the keys and we do have full control. Now, the next tab up here says Learning Rewards. Now, this is really a neat aspect that I've only seen on Coinbase so far. But essentially, if you go through and watch these short videos, they will actually pay you $1 of Near token for watching this video and answering a few simple questions. And there's constantly new information popping up here. So, you know what? Spending a little time, learning a little bit, and getting paid for it, all the way around, a pretty cool benefit. Now, the next tab talks about Web3. Now, these are tokens that you're not going to purchase on the central exchange, but that are out there. And you can keep an eye on them. You can swap them on the DeFi exchanges, things like that. And there is actually a DeFi wallet through Coinbase. And we'll do that in a different video. Now, the next tab talks about a Coinbase card. This is actually a Visa card that you can get through Coinbase, and it makes it a lot easier. You don't have to offboard from Coinbase to your bank account and then utilize that. This allows you to move it straight into a Coinbase debit card and make purchases that way. And that's something totally up to you, but if you want to, there is an option here for it. Now, the last tab we're going to look at is taxes. Now, none of us like taxes, but one of the great things is with regulation changing constantly, we know we're going to have to be reporting this in some way, shape, or form. So Coinbase gives you a great option. Every time you onboard, offboard, or purchase any crypto of any kind, it will track that for you. And you can go into here and you can get your documents to find out exactly what you've done, your transaction history, what your Coinbase statements are, as well as forms that you submit directly to the IRS. So it's a great way to get that information and not have to worry about that on a central area. So now that we've taken a brief tour of Coinbase and what it's capable of, we get to ask the big question. Tiana, do you want to onboard your card and start buying cryptocurrency?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so now that we have the daughter's seal of approval, we're going to onboard her US bank card into Coinbase and get her set up to make her first purchase. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click Add Payment. Now from here, it's going to give us pop-up. It says Coinbase uses Plaid to connect your account. Okay, so we connect that. Now we're looking for the bank. Now we're utilizing US Bank, but if we go down the list here, US Bank is on here. Not a problem. There's a lot of different institutions that are not listed just in this short list. So if your bank isn't listed, just start typing the name and see if it comes up. So we're going to go US Bank, and sure enough, right there, usbank.com. So click on that. Then it's going to ask us to authenticate with US Bank. So we're going to go ahead and click Continue. It's going to open a screen, and this is actually going to ask us to log in to our US Bank account through Coinbase. So it's giving it permission to make purchases and transfers. So if you don't feel confident with this, go in, read the user agreement, read all the terms and all the conditions. Make sure you're comfortable before doing this. Now, personally, I've had a Coinbase account for a couple years. I've never had any problems. doesn't mean there aren't any. So I cannot tell you that this is foolproof or safe. What I can tell you is my experiences, I've had no problems, but make your own choices and do your own due diligence. Now, once you've typed in your information for your personal ID and your password, and this is to the bank itself, click login. Now it's going to ask us for some security questions just to make sure it's the account holder that's making this connection on the accounts. So don't freak out, just know that this is extra level of security and I'm really glad that it does this. So it's real simple, type in the answer to that security question and hit continue. Now it's going to ask you what kind of data do you want to share with Coinbase? Personally, I just share everything. I find it easier and that way you can know exactly what's going on with my taxes, my forms, but read through and see if you're okay with this. And at any point in time, you can stop and cancel out of it and not submit your information. But like I said before, I've done this with my own personal account, so I feel pretty confident, but know that this is all the information they're going to access. So I'm going to go in the bottom, say share all accounts and documents. And then once I've selected that, click submit and close. Now, once that's complete, it'll pop up, say it's almost done. Just wait for it to complete, and there you go, success, and click continue. Let me be the first to congratulate you and welcome you into the world of cryptocurrency. Now you can start to research those tokens that you've heard about, buy them, and even start earning yield on some special cryptocurrencies. So if you found this information entertaining and educational, do me a huge favor, please. Take a moment, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell notification to be alerted every time I upload a new video. And as always, please, go out, tell a friend, a family member, a coworker that they can get in this world too. You don't have to be college educated or rich or tech savvy. You simply need desire to change your life and a courage to follow that dream. And they too can join us on this great crypto adventure. So I want to thank you very much for your time. And until next time, have a great night.